There's no single silver bullet, but we need to encourage that ecosystem so we all work together to really tackle the scourge of serious youth violence on our streets. And thank you for all you do, and thank you Project Oracle for moving us a step forward towards an evidence-based era in London.
Project Oracle is the Children and Youth Evidence Hub for London, which could sound a bit of a mouthful, but it's trying to put into a single title, if you like, a range of activities which are all geared towards ultimately improving outcomes for children and young people in the capital.
Project Oracle originally came out of an idea from the Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, back in 2008, when you had a spate of young people being murdered on the streets of London. He wanted to have an understanding of what works in tackling issues of youth violence. So he appointed Dartington to develop a set of standards of evidence. And then we got involved about 2010 to help take those standards of evidence and try and make them practical and useful to the voluntary and community sector and the statutory sector in London who are providing youth services.
Absolutely essential to Project Oracle are the standards of evidence that we work with, of which there are 5. The purpose of that is not to make judgments about what the projects are doing, but to really work with them to increase the quality of the evidence they produce, which in turn, ideally, feeds into how they get their funding and how commissioners work with them.
I guess evidence and innovation, especially evidence, is not sexy enough at the moment, and it'll be a great thing to change that trend and shift the sector.
We've had a very positive experience with Oracle, and there's a number of reasons for that. I mean, first and foremost, it's the people. We've come across some bright, positive, enthusiastic people who've been really smart, so they've given us some insights and guided us in how to do evidence better.
One of the main things we've learnt from Project Oracle is to make the first step on the ladder really simple and low barrier for organisations so that they can start explaining their evidence.
We've worked with Project Oracle to develop a framework that's specific for this programme, the London Schools Excellence Fund, which we're asking all the providers to work with to ensure that from beginning to end they have high quality evaluation information.
We're actively encouraging our members, the smaller youth clubs as well, to link up with Project Oracle, develop their theories of change and start submitting their evidence to that depository.
We've commissioned Project Oracle and TSIP to do some very intensive work with 3 projects involving 5 organisations. And they've done a lot of work around theory of change, which has been quite an interesting process for us as a funder to understand the value of doing that.
So I was in the first cohort of Project Oracle Evidence Champions last year. I found the series really useful in meeting other people in other organisations in a similar position to myself who are wanting to make more use of evaluation and evidence in their organisations.
It's a mutually beneficial arrangement whereby practitioners can develop more evidence, more knowledge about how things work, but academics can also publish more interesting findings to their peers as a result. So I think there's a golden future ahead for us.
What Project Oracle has tried to do is to offer people a framework so that they can examine what they're doing and be clear about the evidence and the impact that that's had on the outcomes for young people.